Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This will be the fifth incident occurring in Syria between Russian jets and American drones, American spy plane, and flying over American military bases, illegal military bases set up in Syria by the occupiers because they are illegal, by not being invited by the legitimate leader of Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Therefore, they are over there just helping overseeing the oil. So what happened now? If you remember, it was on two occasions when the Russians flew their Suhois, and the first time just flew around the drones. The second time they flew and they used some flares and tried, I think, to dispense some fuel on them. And the third time it was flying over the military base, the US military base in Syria, east of Syria, in Syria. And then it was the so-called reconnaissance spy plane the Americans flew, and the Russians again came over and flew in front of it and so on. I covered all these things. Now, these guys succeeded, being the Russians, in damaging a drone, causing it to land safely, click, click, after it was hit by Russian jets flares that were launched by these evil Russians. So, I have some video here, but there's no video with the actual footage provided yet by anybody I found here. So, let's see the articles. I have two articles actually. I have let's start with this one, and then we go to the other one where they say some footage from the old one. So this is GMA, Russian fighter jet damages US Reaper drone with flare over Syria, officials. This is a video from the Black Sea when it occurred far away, so I'm not gonna play this one. This is US releases footage of Russian fighters clash with drone. Yeah, but I think this is not that one. I think it's an old one over the Black Sea. Let's see, now they want this. I love it when they want it, beggars. So here it is. Let's see, this time, this is I think an old one because it's the Black Sea down there. I don't think it was over, and I recognize the footage. It was not over, the Mediterranean Sea or anything. This is the same footage as the one in Black Sea, but this is what these weasels are using. US releases footage of Russian fighter clash with drone. Yes, but this is in a context of, see, there's a Black Sea right here. I don't think that happened over, it sounds very familiar. All right, so this is it, but as I said, I don't think it is. A Russian fighter jet fired flares directly at an American MQ-9 Reaper drone over Syria on Sunday, damaging its propeller the same way. US Air Forces Central announced Tuesday, the latest in a string of what military officials have denounced as risky and provocative behavior. As I said, yes, it's provocative, but what are you doing in Syria? If you were not over there, there would be no provocation. It's like someone barges in your house, and then you have the neighbor, talking to your intruder, and the intruder say, hey, you're provoking me. Well, first you're in this guy's house without his permission, and I'm here to just have you leave the house first and see how things escalate. Well, you're just provoking me. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So the drone was on a counter-terrorism mission. Again, yes, we are always helping against the Islamic State group, according to Air Force. I covered that in another article where I said that probably the Americans will use this. Hey, we're fighting those guys, and the Russians probably help them by harassing our drones. Which in a few days, these guys in the Western media, they came with that bullshit as well. On July 23rd, 2023, at 12:23 a.m., Russian fighter aircraft flew dangerously close to a US MQ-9 drone on a defeat ISIS mission, harassing the MQ-9 and deploying flares from a position directly overhead with only a few meters of separation between the aircraft, end quote, Air Forces Central Commander Bababab said. One of the flares hit the drone, severely damaging its propeller, according to the lieutenant general. And according to the Russian fighter plant, disregard for flight safety detracts from our mission to ensure the enduring defeat of ISIS, blah, 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 blah. We call upon the Russian forces in Syria, which are legitimate over there, to put an immediate end to this reckless, unprovoked and unprofessional behavior, he said. Get your things out of that sovereign independent country of Syria, and then nobody will threaten your military drones. But hey, you have to keep us safe. In the name of safety, you break the international and violate the international law whenever you want. The crew remotely operating the MQ-9 was able to maintain control of the aircraft and fly it back to its home base. So this is a picture right here. This is the damage from Russian fighter jet to a US MQ-9 drone during the defeat ISIS mission in Syria, July 23rd, 2023. Here it is, blah, 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 trululu. Here's the victim, okay? The US military has recently observed what it has called increasingly unsafe and unprofessional incidents in the sky. Let me give you the direct message. Get the fuck out. That's the message, okay? So if you didn't get it so far, maybe you get it from me. I understand that, and I think they do, but they don't care. And they would get in a hot war. I covered that before. They will get in an accident, and I said the Russians will down British or American, even they will get in scuffles with fighter jets and other flying objects and so on. Yeah, I know people say, well, let them dare. Well, yeah, they attacked the Reaper drone because the Reaper drone was not armed. Correct. What are they going to do about it? Bring your F-16s up there? Okay, we'll see what happens. And what happens, we're going to have a little accident which will exacerbate into a war. There's going to be not a proxy war like it is in Ukraine, being these guys with the drones and them with those guys with the Suhois. This time it's going to be face-to-face. Oh yeah, we took care of those guys. Remember the 200 that we blew up? I know conversation with acquaintances. Yeah, remember? Yeah, they didn't have order to attack, and there were Wagnerites. But nevertheless, they didn't use anything that they were supposed to. But yes, good job. Yeah, sleep on that little ear and see how this is gonna get. Jesus Christ, prepare and communicate. And it seems like we're defeating ISIS. I thought that we defeated ISIS already. Okay. So last week, a Russian Sukhoi-35 fighter endangered the crew of a manned US MC-12 by forcing it to fly through its wake turbulence, according to a release from Air Force Central. This is the manned US is a spy plane. It was a special operations airplane. So yeah, don't look at it like it was civilians, old people, children, and semi-pregnant women here, okay? This reduced the crew's ability to safely operate the aircraft and put the 4 crew members' lives at risk. Well, from the Russian side of the equation, these guys are their enemy now, I guess, judging by what's going on in Ukraine. So, and for 2 days in a row, early this month, officials had said Russian pilots dropped parachute flares into the path of the US MQ-9 Reaper drones. Yes, they did this, and nothing happened. This is, right? It says the US has around 900 troops in eastern Syria assisting in the fight. Who are they assisting, I would like to know? In the fight against ISIS, or ICE. While Russia has a military presence in northwestern Syria, as part of its mission to support Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. But these are legal, invitation, legitimate. These 900 are not. And they're not assisting anybody. They're just getting oil and making sure that the country cannot move on, which is Syria. But anyway, let's go back to the other article here, which comes, I can't remember, this one is like CNN or some BS like this. And they are going to show us the same, let me just start playing it, the same.
Breaking overnight, a U.S. defense official tells NBC News that a Russian fighter jet damaged a U.S. drone over Syria. The official says the Russian jet flew dangerously close, then deployed its flares directly at the U.S. aircraft, damaging its propeller. The drone did not crash, but was forced to land. The incident comes about 2 weeks after Russian fighter jets flew too close to several U.S. drones over Syria. setting off flares and forcing the aircraft to take evasive maneuvers. The U.S. military is expected to release a statement on the latest incident later today.
You see, this is how these guys make news. She, the person here, did not say anything about what were the drones doing over there. Were they legitimate to be on the airspace of the Syrian country, independent sovereign like Ukraine? They didn't say anything about that. Oh, we're fighting ISIS, we have this, we have that. No, that's the way it works. I'm glad that at least they showed the past incident with the flares. There were 2 Sukhois attacking, like in that little video over there. That's the way they did it this time. It seems like only one and went on top of them, and one of those flares hit the drone. Well, as always, the strong is always harassed, as you know from your direct experience in life. Who's the strongest guy in school, he always gets picked on by everybody else, and he has to react and smack everybody else, because that's the way it is, right? This is what these weasels are trying to make us think about this incident with the drones. Everybody picks on the biggest guy, the strongest guy who can squash you. Where have you seen this in real life? Have you seen it? I mean, let's remember your high school days, or maybe your regular school days. And you got some thugs over there maybe, and you were the one who's gonna pick on them. Hey, you're fat, hey, you're ugly. Have you done that? Or went and flinch around them? Have you done that? No, because you knew you were gonna get picked up. So these things with United States always being the victim, attacked by everybody else who's, we know, weaker. No, because we're the strongest. So we can't now say we're the victim. But somehow the strong is the victim here. Always is the victim. United States is always doing something to help. Or they say our national interests are threatened, like for instance this and there, and they consider that wherever they want it. If they want to consider Russia a national threat, they will consider it, and they can bomb it, right? If they consider Romania tomorrow, they can do it. What are they going to do about it? Nothing. But when another country does the same thing and say, wait a minute, I think NATO is too close to me, my security is threatened, you don't have that right to do that. Only we have. And this is the law, how they call it? Rule-based world order. I don't want this kind of rules-based world order when one country can do whatever and the rest are just following. I mean, that sounds like a plantation. Master and slaves. I don't like that. I don't want that. But we're supposed to, rule-based. It's like with a, how do you call it? Like a, let me give an analogy with this narcissist. Let's say you're in a relationship with someone, a woman or a man or whomever you might be with, depending on your sex. And that person cheats on you, and you find out, or you catch the person, and you start saying you're doing this and doing that. And instead of that person who is in the wrong saying, well, I'm sorry, blah, 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 which is already too late, they attack you for creating a scene, or raising your voice, or being out of line. Or why are you talking like that? You're offensive. After actually everything is about their behavior. You see, they focused on that thing. The same here. They focused on Russia doing this to their Reaper drone. But what is that mofo doing over there? Oh, no, wait, you're just too, unprofessional. The same here, Emil, or Gigi, or Mikey. Excuse me, but yeah, I know I fucked around, but now you talk to, you really insult me. I feel I'm not gonna talk to you anymore because you're a bad person. What? That's exactly how it is, my friends. The same here. But anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.